Good afternoon, everybody. How you all doing? Hope you're doing good, doing well, enjoying the weekend. Well, it's almost weekend. Let's just say it is, eh?
Hello there.
So, welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. With the Monopoly competition. So, I'm a bit tired. I've been struggling to sleep. And, well, I've got to change that so I get and turn it off, then I can move. There we go. Yeah, I've been struggling to sleep lately, and so I'm not going to be on, well, let's say I'm not going to be as onto it, which I'm normally not anyway, so I'll be less onto it. There we go. I knew there was a word there. Told you. I proved it by that example. So, yeah, hopefully I'll wake up a little bit during the day. With a bit of luck. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, but anyway, competition continues, and we've got two with us today, and you know which two they are if you're a regular viewer because you can see their video feeds. But yes, we've got Mr. Patrio and Mr. Smedo with us. How are you guys?
I am actually well rested for once, because I haven't been able to reset my sleep cycle from last week, so I went to bed around 6 today. Or yesterday, technically, and woke up like 2:30 in the morning, so an hour ago. So yeah, that was basically perfect.
Oh, okay, that was lag. Whoa, that was a lot of lag. Oh, okay, right, yeah, it would help if I shut that. That might be the reason why I'm not moving.
Mr. Patrio?
Hey, I was just waiting for everyone else to finish. Doing quite well. Had a very chill sort of Friday. There wasn't many orders for the picking, so they said, okay, well, just put stock away. Okay, yep, no worries. So we picked up a pallet from the racks and put it into the shelf where it needs to go. But I got about 1/4 of the way through it thinking, oh yeah, I'll have this done today. And the other guy started just forklifting a whole bunch of more stock onto the empty spaces and basically refilled the entire rack with fresh stock. I'm like, well, I'm doing this for the rest of the day.
I am getting a hell of a lot of rubber banding here. I got the same thing playing for Trucking Simulator yesterday and the day before, and I wasn't even a multiplayer on that.
Okay.
It's all behaving itself on my end.
I know my neighbour's home, and I still maintain that they stuffed up our connections, and his is interfering with mine, and mine's interfering with his, possibly. And that could be the reason as to why I'm getting all this, but that doesn't explain the Trucking Simulator. Actually, it does, sort of, because Euro Truck on Thursday, a lot of stuttering, which generally is the indication with Trucking Simulator that you're just about to, game's just about to crash, and thankfully it didn't, because that would have been a pain in the backside. And then same with the American truck yesterday. It started off slow like I did with ETS and then got worse, and I actually turned off, because what I noticed is that I think with Trucking Sim it auto saves every 5 minutes, and it was auto saving like 3 times in a row straight off the bat sometimes, and definitely wasn't 5 minutes apart, and then every now and then it was 5 minutes apart and all that. So I went in and actually turned off the sync to the Steam cloud, and it improved.
That's hella annoying.
So, internet problems, I'm guessing. Maybe I need to just reinstall the network driver, perhaps. Yeah, as you guys can tell, I'm trying to fill up my baler. Empty it out. and I'm all done here, and I can go off and sort out my sugar beet harvest, which will have taken the next 4 or 5 in-game months anyway, because there's been no patch, surprise, surprise, for the stuff up that Giants had done with the last patch, all the problems that they've managed to create with it. And I see a lot of people having issues with key bindings on their farming simulator since the last patch. They keep resetting themselves. So,
Fine.
yeah, gotta love that. So, which I so far haven't seen that issue myself, which is good, I suppose. But yeah, so the contract thing is not fixed, and let's be honest, that's something that should have been fixed ASAP, because a lot of people use that feature. They use it to start from scratch and build their farms. It's a major part of the gameplay, I think, because a lot of people do a start from scratch, I would imagine. So
Yeah, but Giants is busy self-congratulating on that FarmCon thing. I was about to put that in a more crass tone, then I remembered we are family friendly, then we are live.
yeah. Either way, even if they weren't, they still take years to fix something. Even if they do tell you that it's been resolved and it might be fixed, it's a new patch is out, it's been fixed, and it hasn't, as Patrio's had an experience with, and apparently other people as well, from what he sort of came across on the forum the other day. So, I'm going to be honest here. I have lost my will with this game. I don't think when the next version comes out I'll be even buying it or playing Farming Sim again. Not for a long, long time. I might eventually get back into it. But I think I've just had enough of this. This will be, for 22, probably the last time I play for a very long, long time.
Yeah, I getcha.
I should just say that, and they'll spin around and say, "Oh, well, hey, look, we're adding more crop types finally." So you can only do your carrots and onions and what else is the standard ones that people have been adding in tomatoes?
Yeah.
That's like greenhouses.
That's fine. I mean, for the most part, it's all good, and I think I have run my course with this game. I've played it a lot over the years, and I will probably no doubt get back into it, but I'm no longer playing it up, except when I stream it. So, but they can add all the crop types they like, but the fact of the matter is the more they're going to put in, it seems the way they're going and the way they do go about fixing things, they don't care. They're just going to end up having more problems, and then we're going to have to wait for more patches, and your game style's got to be crap.
The customer service is non-existent.
No, and you can't criticise them either, and criticise them, say, hey, you've been absolute idiots, we've had enough, because instead of saying, hey, look, we've upsetting our customers, let's do something about it, let's fix it, instead they go, oh, look, we're upsetting our customers, let's do something about it, delete the comment that they made, which they did do to Mr. Ducks early on the Discord, which actually could get them in a lot of trouble, to be quite honest, because he's got the legal right to have an opinion. They don't have the legal right to get rid of it because they disagreed with it, as long as he wasn't abusing anyone, you know, anything like that, which is actually
well,
what it
if
was.
it was on the Discord, if it was on the Discord, it was private, and they can censor him however much they want.
They can't, because they got to work within the law, and since Discord is a American company, it's under American law.
Yeah,
So he's got the right to free speech.
It is still a private company, though, and a private company can censor as much as it wants.
No, not when they're on that platform, because it's Smudo. They've got it smooth.
Will you let me finish? The First Amendment will only protect you from government infringement.
No.
The private company can delete your comments as much as it wants.
No, it can't.
Because
If they own,
course.
if they own the Discord, they don't. They accept the terms and conditions of Discord. Discord has to still work within the law. Any company still has to work within the law.
I'm with Smoodle on this one in saying that Discord is considered a private forum and therefore moderation and censorship is at the governance of
Hey,
the
Howard.
rooms.
Well, no, it's public. They open it to the public.
Yeah, but it is still privately owned. It is not government owned, and the First Amendment
Right.
only protects you from government infringement. It does not protect you from a private company censoring you. I mean, that's why Twitter could ban Donald Trump. It's a private company. They can do on their platform whatever they want.
Well, see, that makes no sense to me because the law, even though you're a business, you're still under law. That's like saying, okay, we're a private company, we can shoot anyone we like and not be done for murder. Because
That
that's
is bull. That is comparing apples to oranges, and you know it.
no, because the
Free speech, of course it is.
the Constitution is also known as the fundamentals of law. It's the basis
Sure,
of
but
what
the
laws
First
should be
Amendment
based
says
around.
the government is in the First Amendment. It says the government shall not infringe. The government, not a private
Okay,
company.
fair enough. All right.
Because if you tell a company what it can and cannot censor, you are infringing, as the government, on the company's right of free speech. And if the company does not want to give you a platform for your view, however right or wrong it may be, then that is their prerogative.
Okay, fair enough, but I disagree with it. Yeah, I'm good, mate. Yourself?
You are free to disagree with that, and I do too. If as long as you're not badgering anyone or profulating hate speech or doing crap like denying stuff like that happened, then you should be free to say whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And but they still have the right to delete it, and you can't do jack about it.
Well, they have the right, but it doesn't mean it is right. So, I think we both agree on that.
True that.
So
True
anyway,
that.
Haru, how you been, mate? You all good? How's the streaming going for you? We'll move off it. It's getting a bit political, and the fact that I was wrong. There's a good reason to move on, as far as I'm concerned.
But I agree, Giant should not delete comments that are uncomfortable. Because, I mean, knowing Ducky, he would have had a hard time keeping in his Australian. With a lot of, expletives. But
I was going to say, articulating his point in a concise and direct way.
Yeah. But no, if you show off, especially in a game that is dependent on its customers, you should not delete negative comments. That's just if that is made public on a large forum, then that can only hurt you, and that's dumb.
Well, yeah, as a company acknowledging someone's had a complaint and actually see, especially in a forum like that you've done something about it, it's actually good advertising for you and good for your company's
Right.
image.
Yeah, I agree there. I mean, I think I mentioned it last week that Patrio or Team 17, the guys behind Porsche and Sandrock, the players or beta testers posted on their forum in the evening my time and in the morning my time it was patched. And it was over the weekend. So that's how you do it, and that's how you build customer loyalty.
Yeah, I was going to say the crux of the issue is that a whole lot of voices are being swept under a carpet, so I don't want to live that mat and see what else is under there.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering actually how many of the higher up people know about it though. You know what I mean? If this decision of ignoring is actually done by the people that are employed to fix things and they just don't want to know about it, but it's not actually a policy set by the company for the executives and stuff of Giants.
Yeah, I mean, it always in Germany there's a saying that fish stink from Kopfhair. The fish smells from the head, if that makes sense. It loses a little bit in translation. I'm guessing here. I'm not sure. I'm not saying that's an excuse, but like we discussed last week, they do not hire enough people. And the people they do have are overworked and just fed up with it. So they do whatever they want. They get to it when they get to it, if you catch my meaning.
Yeah, well, it's quite possible that because of like the success that they've got, that a lot of people that are in charge of things have been people there from the beginning. And it might have gone to their head. But yeah. I mean, I don't know what it's like now, but I used to know that with Giants, they didn't have different departments. As a lot of you guys probably know, you had your FS, originally the odd numbers, FS 17, 15 and 19, which was the main PC and console game. And they also did the even numbers, which was for the Switch and the mobile phone.
Mobile games, yeah.
But there wasn't different departments that did that, nor was there different departments that did the testing. Everyone at Giants did a bit of everything.
Yeah, and that is not very smart either.
Well, no, not well. What probably was, because if you look at 13, 15, and even 17, just before it came proper, because 17 it really came popular halfway through 17 release. It'd been out for half the time before 19 turned up, and there wasn't that many issues. I never had a problem with the patch. You know, they had problems. They popped out a patch. And they didn't really need to put out that many, and then every now and then they popped out another one because of something that turned up that really didn't affect anyone that much. Might have affected a couple of people, but they fixed it. But early on they popped out 2 or 3 patches pretty quick because there was some problems, and the games were fine. And it didn't ruin anything. But after that, because they became bigger, more pressure and everything else like that, you sort of saw the issues, 17 with issues coming up at the end there, and then 19, I think they had enough of it, because obviously if they had complaints before, they would have had not that many compared to the before the halfway of 17, and then all those extra players afterwards, and a bunch of people complaining about it. Yeah, okay, I can understand it'll get to you, but it's your job, you've got to learn how to deal with it and fix it. The best way to fix it is recognising the problem and trying to show that you're doing something about it in a timely fashion. And then 19 was a shambles, and 22 everything gave them an extra chance because they got rid of their distributors. It may have seemed that there was a lot of pressure from them, which was causing the issues. They came out with a game that I think should have been 19. The way 19 was with the implements and everything else like that, but with their attitude now and with the problems with patches and everything else like that, they've got to take a long hard look at themselves, and they can't use the excuse or the feeling that, you know, we're the only farming game out there, what else are they going to play?
Yeah, I think that is indeed part of it, that they have grown complacent. They are the market leader for so long. You know, that's well, no, let's not drift back into politics. But yeah, no competition is bad for business in the long run.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's like a judge, right? The judge works and gets to a position to be able to become a judge, earns the right to have instant respect, unlike a normal places. You know, in normal life, it takes someone a bit of time to earn respect, and you end up respecting that person, but you don't instantly respect someone. It takes a bit of time. But as a judge, because of who they are, what they do and everything else like that, they earned the right to have instant respect in their forum, and because they work to get that. But once you become a judge, doesn't mean you stop acting that way or acting the way you were to work to get towards that. You know, it doesn't give you the right to stop because you've made it there. You've got to maintain that. And,
that's true.
Yeah, and that's the same with Giants. You've made it. You've done well, but that doesn't mean you've got to stop doing what you did trying to get to this position. You've got to.
Exactly.
You got to do the same thing that got you here to keep you here.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Actually, I suppose I can take over this and do this myself. So, yeah. Now we got that off our chest, and I think we made Haru disappear because I didn't get a response from him. You're going to carry on, are you? I thought I turned that off. Oh, no, I probably didn't because which is an auto drive. So we've got no DJ today, and I'm guessing that's either because he's enjoying his, well, having to work today, but I thought he said he was only doing weekdays at the moment for his training. So I imagine he's probably a bit tired and still asleep.
I'm guessing when you have to work, he said he's working on the tarmac, right?
Yeah.
That's gotta be taxing. See what I did there?
Very good. But I mean, if he's training, there's probably a lot of, with the airport, there's going to be a lot of procedures and stuff, so I imagine a lot of studying is going to be required, and the fact that he's probably using his brain for the first time will be very tiring as well.
Ouch!
I say it with love, DJ, if you're watching, but you're not, because you're asleep, because you'd be here. Why is it?
I was going to say, Spiro, he might be doing a whole taxing position, but look at the bright side. He's only going to get minor pushback.
Jeez. Actually,
See, I knew if I get you started, you're gonna join me.
I was disappointed by the complete lack of response to my sausage pun the other day. No groans, nothing, just ignorance.
I don't think I got that one.
I don't remember it actually, to be honest, just to let you know how bad it was. Not even remember. No. What did you say?
Basically, I went to the butcher to say that this week's sausages weren't as good as last week's, and he set me straight. He said, look, yes, last week's sausages were good, but you can't expect them all to be bangers.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
Oh, banger's another name
Bangers
for sausage.
Also, banger is slang for good. As in, this is a banger song.
Banger, yeah, that one, that reference I get. I didn't know that banger is another word for sausage.
Yeah, well, in England, mainly in England, yeah, because they say
Bangers
we're
and
having bangers and mash. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Sausages and mashed potato, bangers and mash.
Well, it's got a lovely car yard website. It's like a bunch of automated things to say, okay, I'm looking at this particular vehicle, I want to put down this much deposit, my trade-in's worth this much for my current vehicle, yada yada yada. Submit the inquiry to see if I can get finance for it or not. And they come back and going, okay, so you want to sell your car and put down a deposit of $1,000 over 6 years. I'm like, no, I want to buy a new car, trade mine in, and have a deposit on the finance to lower the repayments. Apparently the website interpreted it as, I want to sell my car and loan $1,000 over 6 years. I'm like, that's not right.
The supply and transport contract complete? Who, Mr. Smedo, I imagine, since you're in that script.
Yeah, I decided to take the straw one, because I have nothing else to do, and I wanted to give you a bit more time on your sugar beet stuff. But once I am back in the yard, I'll be ready to sleep.
Simon's a good price.
Same situation for me. I'm just sort of tinkering around at the moment.
Yeah, and I mean, we had such a nice conversation going, so I didn't want to break the flow, so I found something to do. Dang, isn't it? Yeah, I think I've heard that one before, but I didn't make the connection, so that went /swoosh. Right over my head.
Well, even further up your head would be the actual cartoon Bangers and Mash. It was two apes.
I like that.
No, it was actually like full-on kids cartoon.
Yeah, if I ever saw that one, then it would probably be under its German name, and I don't know that one. Because I don't remember one where two apes or gorillas were the main protagonists.
Yeah, I don't remember much about it. It was only a short-lived series, but the one that stuck out in my head was, what was it? They're swinging through the trees and one of them tears his shorts. So he's panicking because obviously Mum's going to be angry that he's wearing all his clothing. So they try using the sewing machine, and he ends up being so enamored by the, you can go fast, slow, do zigzags, yada yada yada, messing around with the sewing machine, and he ends up like stitching both legs together.
Ah! That's hilarious.
I think I know why I didn't see that last night. It's because I'm slightly traumatised.
What?
I watched the first two episodes of The Boys, the new season of The Boys last night, and the first episode was something I'd never be able to unsee ever again in my life, and I wish I had never seen it.
That bad, or
it's gross.
So Homelander did a good deed then.
Is he the Superman knockoff?
Yeah. I mean, I don't actually follow The Boys. I've got about halfway through the first season and decided it wasn't really for me.
I think I watched the whole first season, but that's those superheroes were too real for me. I want my superheroes to be, you know.
The second season would have.
Superheroes.
The second season's even better than the third season. The way it started, my goodness me. It'll probably be on the internet somewhere. Well, I've seen people react to it, but they will probably have it blocked out. That scene. I know one of them I was watching today, and they had it all pixelated out. Thank goodness.
I've had a couple of videos pop up on my YouTube recommendations, and there what I've seen where he was talking someone down from the top of a building, but I won't go into those details. But yeah, definitely. What's the word for it? He is fraying at the edges, rather obviously.
So I'd be ready to sleep?
Yep.
Alright, I have some delivering of stuff to do, so...
Oh, shoot, I don't think I've,
Yeah, there are no contracts yet.
yeah. Just realised I didn't fertilise my grass fields. Thankfully they haven't grown yet.
Well, even the first after the first stage, you can still fertilize, right? They get purple to one green stage, and then they are ready for harvest. I think, if I remember that correctly.
And 2 green stages, I think. And I'm not sure because, well, the old seasons, when it was in the old yellow, because obviously it went yellow, green, yellow, and then orange. I'm not sure if it still does that. I haven't actually noticed. But the yellow you couldn't harvest on, obviously the orange you could only harvest on, but once it turned yellow you couldn't fertilise it.
Okay.
But that was the seasons mod, so... Which doesn't really matter because, like I said, it hasn't grown yet, so... We're getting it fertilised now and it's be all good.
Although, to my surprise, apparently I can fit inside of a Mark 7 Golf.
Can fit in what?
Mark 7 Golf 2015 model.
I don't know what that is.
VW
It's a
Golf.
Volkswagen.
Oh, okay. So a Gold 7.
No, it was just the whole idea that last time I tried to sit inside of a small hatchback size vehicle, it was a 2-3 hour road trip without cruise control, and it was a Hyundai Getz. I don't know what they're called internationally, but they're tiny little things, and it just absolutely wrecked my ankle because I had to, not sitting too close, it was just too cramped. It's fine for buzzing around the city, but long trip, no way. And my car's due for replacement, so I'm like, I was like weighing up our options. I was looking at a Subaru Liberty or Legacy for the Americans, or international market. But taking an interest in the Golfs, but my hang-up was, would I fit in the thing? Went to a car yard and actually had to sit in it, and I'm like, oh, this is actually quite comfortable, I like this.
Yeah, Golf is a good model. My first car was the Golf 3.
Yeah, I think there's some issues with the Mark 6 2003 to 14 model. Something about the timing chains is always causing problems for people. But which is a shame, because I actually kind of prefer that styling a little bit. It's a little more rounded. The 7 I also really enjoy. The new 8 I'm like, I can take it or leave it, but I'm not that rich.
I'm trying to think what my first car was.
I know mine exactly. It was not my current car, but the car before it. I've only owned 2 cars in my life.
It was a Mark 1 Escort van.
Would have gone alright.
Yeah, it did. Went really well.